What's up, guys? It's Matt here from Crypto Coffee, and today I wanted to make a video on the YouTube Bitcoin ban that everyone's been talking about for the last 48 hours or so. And you might have already heard the news, so this might not be new to you, but I was going to make a video on this anyway because I was a little concerned yesterday, especially being a brand new YouTube channel. I was thinking to myself, damn, is this even worth it? If YouTube is just going to start blocking everybody? Now, I was very confused, and I had seen all kinds of potential explanations being thrown left and right, and a lot of them didn't make any sense at all. A couple of them did make some sense. Just to go over some of the things that I heard, I had heard that maybe people were getting banned because they didn't have the adult versus children setting set to adults only. I didn't really see how that could be too big of an issue. I know crypto YouTubers like Chris Dunn or something, I think it was maybe Crypto, claimed that he actually had his settings set to adults only and still got his videos shut down, or some of them. So that's clearly not a valid theory. Then I heard it could have been based on shill links or people posting scammy links to maybe like online gambling sites or places like BitMEX, because BitMEX is currently undergoing a lawsuit. That was kind of a reasonable theory, in my opinion. Everybody on YouTube posts links in the description, right? We all want to do referrals. We all want to tell you about cool places that we like and cool things you can go buy, because it's a win-win for both you and us, right? If we recommend you cool stuff and you buy it, it makes your life better, and we get a little kickback as well for spreading the information. So a lot of crypto YouTubers and YouTubers in general make their livelihoods from these referral links in the description. So I found it very unlikely that it was just crypto-related referral links, but maybe specific links such as like BitMEX or sketchy gambling sites. That one kind of made sense to me. Another thing that I heard was maybe people that were promoting ICOs back in 2017, maybe the algo is somehow retroactively checking to see if anyone's promoting scammy ICOs. But there's so many damn ICOs out there that just seemed really random to me. And then you've got people telling other people not to buy ICOs, right? So you've got people like Tone Vays that try to warn people about scams. And so it's like, how will the algo differentiate between whether or not you have your sentiment about the scam or the project? I don't know if the algo is that smart to specifically go back and target people that have positive sentiment about scams, right? Because that would be positive sentiment anyway. It wouldn't even be negative sentiment. So anyway, I didn't think really that was very likely. At one point I thought maybe it's the category of videos, and so a lot of people make educational videos. Mine are all under the education category. Some people are in science and technology, but I think like Chris Dunn had his in like style and how to, which I thought was funny. And Omar from Crypto had his videos under people and blogs. So there's so many varieties I was looking through of the categories that everybody posted under, and I came to the conclusion that it probably wasn't the categories either. And so after all this stuff, I've heard some even crazier shit too, like, oh, this is a coordinated effort, right? This is a coordinated attack from secret Telegram groups, like from the BSV guys or from the Hex guys. That doesn't make any sense. Well, it did kind of make sense, I guess, but it just goes to show you how prone we are to just pointing fingers the minute shit hits the fan. And especially in the crypto space, the paranoia was just outrageous. And so I think if anybody was, paranoid, and the first thing you think of is, oh, it's other crypto people trying to attack us, I think that is a very paranoid and bleak outlook. And I think maybe if that was your first gut reaction, maybe you should just kind of take a step back, maybe go outside, maybe try to hit the gym and just chill out a little bit. Because we quickly found out that it wasn't Telegram groups. We know, you can read the title here. YouTube admits Bitcoin ban was a mistake. So everybody can relax. Not necessarily relax, but everybody can stop pointing fingers, right? And so it was nothing like, any of the keywords, the tagged keywords. It was none of the metadata in the videos. all these theories on the spectrum of very valid theories to totally paranoid theories all turned out not to be true. It was just a mistake in the YouTube algo, which is kind of like Occam's razor, right? Occam's razor says that, unfortunately or fortunately, the most likely scenario is usually true. But sometimes in our minds, we try to make up very complicated explanations for why things are the way they are. That's a whole philosophical and psychological conversation for another day. But Occam's razor, right? So YouTube made a mistake. Another thing that I heard was people making their videos private so that YouTube couldn't ban them. But that is also kind of ridiculous, because whether or not your videos are private, they're still going to YouTube still has the power to ban you, right? So I heard Tone Bays telling a story about how he made a private YouTube video that had some copyrighted music in the background by mistake, and YouTube had no problem flagging that video and giving him a warning, even though nobody else could see it, only him. Only him and the YouTube admins, right? So just think about it like whenever you're on YouTube, it's not only you, it's you and a few guys in a company looking over your back, right? So you're always kind of being watched by a watchful eye, and it's at the end of the day, it is up to them whether or not they like your content. So 3 main topics that I've learned from this that I think you guys can all gain too. Number 1 is, if you're the kind of person that is prone to paranoia and was calling names and trying to oust the conspiracy, I think you need to be a little less tribal, or at least take a step back and realize that we're all part of the same tribe here. Like, we're in the cryptocurrency community. It's a very fringe thing to begin with. If anything, if you're going to be on a tribe, be on the tribe that's the greater good. That's the tribe for free speech in general. Whether or not I agree with somebody or not, unless it's like pure hate speech, which I don't even want to talk about the definition of hate speech because that's just a whole thing. But unless someone literally has intention to harm somebody else, I think free speech, whether you agree with people's opinions or not, should always be allowed, right? So let's not be mad and say, oh, well, Chico Crypto, I don't like his views. I'm just using him as an example. I've never listened to Chico Crypto in my life, but just an example, right? Oh, I don't like his views. I'm glad he got banned, right? We can't be saying stuff like that. What we have to do is take a step back, and so that was point number 1. Let's not be so paranoid. Let's be a little bit nicer. We're one cohesive unit, right? We want cryptocurrency adoption, and we're not going to get there by all this infighting. But the greater points are something that Vitalik said, was that we need a decentralized alternative, right? We've got this guy here. He's got 100 videos, 2 strikes, 24 hours. This tweet says, "This is scary. I had just hired a new staff. I have a wife and baby to support." Right? So people are making their livings on this and feeding their families from the money they're getting from YouTube. And so putting all your eggs in one basket probably isn't a good idea, and I guess we've learned this the hard way, but it could be worse, right? We could have had a serious ban hammer and just, with no remorse, no YouTube apology, we got lucky here, right? So this is kind of a gift in disguise, but it says that we need to start thinking of a decentralized alternative. And like I said, Vitalik had even mentioned that in one of his tweets. He was clearly not happy about it. We've kind of always known that, right? But this is kind of like a little wake-up call. So we can even put a positive spin on this and say it's a blessing in disguise that now we know the power that we're handing over to one centralized platform, which is YouTube. So again, we might want to start considering things like LBRY, LBRY, which apparently is a decentralized hosting, video hosting network. And I'm thinking that just to be safe, will start to upload my videos there, just because I don't want anything like this to happen in the future where it's for real, right? So we need to find a decentralized alternative, and we shouldn't put all our eggs in one basket, right? Those are kind of two in the same, but 2 sides of the same coin, right? We've learned through this example that we all got lucky, but that YouTube is literally a centralized force that can take anybody down at any time if they don't like your views. And I know they're not as political, and we don't look at them the same way necessarily as we would look at a government or a country. Somehow corporations seem to be held to a little bit of a higher standard in society, especially in capitalism. But it's almost like, instead of big government, now we have big tech. And big tech is the new government, right? Big centralized tech. And so this validates the need for these decentralized alternatives. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, and also let's start building, or at least looking for, decentralized alternatives and really driving the adoption up. Again, I want to put a positive spin on this. I think this is a wake-up call that will push people like at least me, for example, to start uploading on other platforms. And the one that I've heard of that have been recommended is LBRY, LBRY. I'm going to go ahead and put all my videos on there for anyone who wants. And on the other more negative side of the coin, let's stop with the name calling. Let's kind of act as one more cohesive unit, because we're not finger pointing here. This is not the BSV guys coordinating an attack on the Bitcoin Cash guys or whatever. There's no conspiracy here. So let's stop with the infighting and focus on the real problem, which is individuals versus large corporations, right? Large centralized parties. So again, let's take our power back. Let's look for decentralized alternatives, and let's not put all of our eggs in one basket. I'm going to still make videos on YouTube because I want to reach the most amount of people, and the potential for monetization is nice, but right now I feel like I can reach the most amount of people on here. And part of what we can also all do is link people out to things like LBRY or things like Steemit, and we can advertise for alternative platforms from within. So kind of like a Trojan horse method, right? So it's kind of a fun way to look at it, like a Trojan horse. So we can all still use YouTube, but we should definitely be on the lookout recommending things that do not require huge centralization and the forfeiture of power into the hands of a few people, right? Or even worse, an algorithm. It's very 1984, very Orwellian to put all of our trust into literally the hands of an algorithm. This wasn't even a person that was doing this banning. This was an algorithm that had accidentally flagged some stuff, right? So just food for thought. Just wanted to make a quick video. If there's anything else you guys would like me to talk about, please leave a link or please leave a message in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great day and happy holidays.